Morning, all. So some news out this morning that's of the this isn't good variety. So we are aware that having this season right now is going to have its challenges, and so far everything looked like it was going well for the NHL. And now the Dallas Stars have six players who've tested positive for COVID and two staff members as well, which means they've shut down their facilities. Those players and those staff are in isolation. They're following all the guidelines. And now for Dallas, their season won't start until January 19th at the earliest. So I will be very interested to see how the National Hockey League does this. So before we got the return, there was a rumor that they were going to have a 2 week period in between the regular season and the postseason in which you could move games around. This is why that was considered to be a good idea. And it's clearly not something that's in the schedule right now. They wanted the Stanley Cup awarded by July 9th. And yeah, we'll see. So this, I don't know. It's one of those things that stands out to me. It's sort of like in the NFL, every week something bad's happening with Cleveland, and at some point you go, well, the Browns clearly may not be taking this as seriously as other teams because we're not hearing the same thing from other teams. And I think we're going to see that with the National Hockey League too. There are definitely players who don't think this is a big deal and they don't think there's any reason to worry about anything. And so I do expect there to be some positives along the way. It's just going to happen. So, yeah, Dallas is shut down until further notice. Looks like the 19th is when they might be able to get things going again. And yeah, so best of luck to get that going. And New Jersey has announced that Corey Crawford is taking an indefinite leave of absence for personal reasons. We don't know what those are yet, but here's to hoping that everything's okay and that Crawford returns sooner rather than later. And we don't know the situation yet as to why he's left the team for personal reasons, but my guess is that it's probably not something he wants to be public knowledge at this point, and hopefully those in the media will respect that if that is the case. So best wishes to Corey Crawford, and again, hopefully it's something he's going to be able to come back from, hopefully. But again, if somebody's taking an indefinite leave, it's usually for something that that isn't going to be in the range of good news. So if you want good news, the good news is underneath, and it's still weird to see a Capitals logo next to Henrik Lundqvist's name, but they are the team that has his rights right now. Open heart surgery went well. He said the procedure took roughly 5 hours, and he feels stronger every day, and he's glad he got it done and got it over with. So again, sending best wishes to Henrik Lundqvist. I don't think he's going to play again. I mean, he technically could, depending on the nature of what he had done and everything else, but I don't think he plays again. But we'll see. We'll see what the doctors tell him to do for next year and what he decides to do as well. But I'm glad he came out of it okay. Keandre Miller. So as we talk about a little bit of training camp stuff here, Keandre Miller is apparently creating a roster spot for himself. He's very, very much impressed the coach, David Quinn, very much impressing his future teammates as well. And Miller, it'll be interesting to see if he does make this roster as a top six defenseman. Who does he push out of the way to get that top six spot? And what other trade avenues might that open up for the Rangers if they have extra defensemen in a league where there's always somebody who needs defensemen? So, yeah, apparently Miller's been very, very impressive. And with the injury to Zemgus Girgensons opening up a spot, Riley Shan has officially signed a 1-year, $700,000 contract. He was there on a tryout. Apparently, either one of two things: either the tryout's gone very well for him, or they're looking at the roster and saying, well, with Girgensons out for the year, if we had Shan, that helps to absorb that loss to the lineup. So congratulations to Shan for earning himself a contract, and look for other guys to get their PTOs turned into actual contracts. Look for roster cuts to start, I'll say, as soon as tomorrow. Usually the last weekend before the regular season, we start to see roster cuts and all that. It's going to be a season unlike any other. And as the Dallas news shows us, buckle up. It's going to be interesting. And if we It's a lot like baseball. Baseball at the start of the season, it did feel like there were a lot of players who just didn't really think it was a big deal and didn't take it seriously, and then they buckled down. And once they buckled down, we saw a lot fewer positive tests. We saw a much more concerted effort to, hey, let's get the season finished. Like I said, in the NFL, it just feels like it's just a couple of teams that you keep seeing over and over and over again. So there you go. We'll see what happens. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happen upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.